Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. This discussion today, I think, underscores why the people of California need their legislature. Now, we have the power of the purse, we have the power over policy, we have the power over oversight, and we need to use it. This May revise is off base. It's totally off base, and it needs the legislature to make it right. Now, we have a tough job in front of us. We've all expressed that today. Devastating losses to our general fund revenues, and we have tough choices to make. But we will do well if we stick to this theme. Keep our promises and stick with our priorities. Now, this May revise doesn't do that. And I know this legislature, one thing that we will not do is turn our backs on wildfire victims. This May revise takes $7 million from the town of Paradise's water district that's struggling to recover in the wake of the Camp Fire. These are not unspent program funds. This was a commitment from the governor and from this legislature to a town that was completely wiped out by that fire. It was a commitment of 2 years of revenue backfill, tax backfill that we've done for communities throughout this state who have been ravaged by fire. And I don't know of any other community that had its vital dollars pulled back like the Department of Finance did to the town of Paradise and their water district last week. We need to make this right. Keep your commitments, especially to these communities who have been devastated by wildfires. And stick with our priorities. Now let me address this issue of federal funds, because when we inquired about Paradise, one of the answers we got back was, well, this is why we need the federal funds. What is that message to us? That somehow this is contingent, that the state's promise, the promise that the state made with state money is somehow contingent upon federal funding. Well, folks, there's already been $2.5 trillion of federal aid that has come through, billions of dollars that have come to the state of California. And these trigger cuts are completely bogus, and they need to be called out for that. Saying that education will have to take these huge cuts, is education a priority or not? This legislature has always made it a priority, and we will continue. But let's talk about that education budget. $4.4 billion are being used in this May revise, federal funds for K through 12 education. And yet, we are cutting K through 12 general fund, Prop 98 education money by 14%, while general fund dollars and projections are only down 8%. So we're making an even bigger cut to education. When the feds have stepped up, this governor's May revise steps back. When we talk about higher education, billions of dollars have come in. Let me just detail it for you. $260 million have come in to help support from the federal government to support the UC system. $398 million have come in to support the CSU system. $579 million of federal funds have come in to support community colleges, but they get a 10% cut in this governor's budget. CTE programs that we have made a priority get a 50% cut in this May revised budget. That's not a priority. That's not making education a priority. The feds have stepped up. This governor's budget steps back. And we in the legislature need to make that right. I look forward to working with all of you, as we always have done, using our constitutionally given power to make this right. Thank you, members.